Welcome back to Broken Fuse Podcast. This is episode 67, and this is August 28th, 2022. It's been, 8 months since our last podcast. I have Harley here with me today.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going, man?
Yeah, well, it's been pretty busy. I haven't had too much time to check out any of the games in my true playlist. But I have been, doing a little bit of. I played a little bit of Gears. I played a little bit of some of the NBA games. I'm playing like 2021. Some of the games that were on, that I had already downloaded in my Xbox, it didn't really get around to series. How about you?
Not much. Been mostly playing some Among Us and some Animal Crossing. That's what I've been doing the last couple months, and anyways, it's been hectic with school. But we'll dive right into our show notes. A couple months back, Apple killed off the iPod line, which is, we saw it coming, but it's still a little sad to see an music icon, player icon, leave like that.
Yeah, I think we talked about, we were saying how, people are going to be buying, the remaining inventory, if they can find it. It's going to be,
a collector's item for the future.
Yeah, well, I mean, not even, the original iPod, but, iPod, remember, the first video iPod?
Yeah. The blocky, the blocky iPod Classic.
That is the collector's items now, and I realize I don't know, all these things, man, it's crazy. Even consoles, we're saying GameCubes, which
aren't all that old. It's 2000.
Well, it's okay, if it's a mint condition in 64, right? Okay, maybe that's a little bit difficult to find. But you know how GameCubes came in so many different editions and
so many different colors.
Yeah, that's, it's a super collection. I feel people in our age group that now have jobs and have some disposable income, they're really pouring it into these things, right? So who knows, maybe obviously I think the iPod, a lot of the newer, the later model iPods, they're still pretty recent right now, but who knows, maybe the next generation of people, they're gonna be oh, the nostalgia, right?
Yeah.
Right, they'll be willing to pay bucks for that. So people are actually buying them. Well, when they announced it, right, there was this whole scramble of people going to stores and buying out stock, which I think is silly. But who knows? They'll probably make some money out of that. I always think it's interesting, these kind of
and
trying to flip.
Yeah, and talking about phones and smart devices, iPhone it's set to get the USB port switch over to USB-C in Europe. Of course, it's environmental laws. People want to be a little bit more environmentally friendly. One standard port, which is understandable. And we'll lump this together. It's Pixel 7 and the Pixel Watch got announced. Haven't really seen too much on specs on those yet.
Well, okay, so the iPhone thing, it was I guess it's been a couple months, right? They talked about it for a long time, and now it looks happening. Did they say, I haven't been following recently, but does this mean they're all models are going to be USB-C, or only the EU region ones?
If they're going to be doing it for the European segment, I'd imagine within a few years they'd switch over.
Yeah.
So for production value for Apple. They want to save that money. So I would imagine within a couple model years they'll switch it all to USB-C.
Yeah, I mean that obviously it's a huge convenience factor, but also I think I guess like everything is USB-C now, and it seems like, you know, whether it's headphones or like controllers or
even the Switch was USB-C when they released it in 2016, 2017.
Yeah, or even actually, you know what? My laptop, my work laptop, is a USB-C. It has, I guess, it you know has enough power to carry through power a laptop. So, you know, it's it's definitely like the default now, right? And like some of the stuff that I have, like micro USB, like I have to like scramble to find a charger sometimes. USB-C for sure. I think I don't know. I don't think it's gonna be like some people are saying like, oh, Apple makes so much money off of the cables and accessories and whatnot. But I think the people that buy Apple accessories that are like exclusive to that, they're probably going to continue buying, you know, like the Apple USB-C cable. You know what I mean? So,
yeah, they're still going to make bank off of their branded stuff anyway, so it's not going to be a difference in their pocketbook.
It'll be fine. Or they'll just jack up the price of the, like, I'm pretty sure the 14 is going to be, more expensive. Like, I'm gonna say that's going to be significantly more expensive than 13. And I think same thing with the Pixel 7. I've been eyeing, so I've been like looking at phones and whatnot, right? So I was looking at the 6A, but the reviews were kind of mixed, and it's like it seems like the whole 6 series with the Tensor chip is like they've been having mixed reviews, and people saying they have it's buggy and then modem issues or whatever.
Yeah, it's quite a few issues with the 6 and the 6 Pro.
Yeah. So the 6A, I mean, it's received better reviews, I guess, at least from initial launch. It's been better, which you would expect from an A series, because it's like supposed to be budget but more refined, right? Because they've had time to look at.
It usually comes like 6 to 8 months down the line after their main line.
Yeah, and I'm all for it. I think that was the phone. I was like, okay, what is it, $600, $700? It seems like it seems like a reasonable deal. But then now with the reviews are kind of mixed. Mainly saying despite the fact that it has the Tensor chip, but it seems like the Tensor chipset itself is just not performing as well as the Gen 1s.
The Snapdragon 8 Gen 1, or even people have been comparing the Samsung phones. They're between the Exynos version and the Snapdragon version. The Samsung chip doesn't perform as well as
exactly.
The Snapdragon.
And so, I mean, well, at the end of the day, I'm not too picky about I'm using an S8 right now, so I'm not I don't change my phone every year. I'm not I honestly don't see the need. And so, but what I do want is, I think, similar to how you've gone about with your phone. We talked about your phone a little bit.
I was using the OnePlus 5 for almost 5.5 years, and I actually just picked up the ZTE Axon 40 Ultra. It's a good phone. There are a few flaws to it. It's 8 Gen 1, good battery life, good screen. The only problem with it for me is the selfie camera is kind of crap for the money that you're paying for.
But I mean, come on, it's under screen, so you can't.
It's expected, but it's I would have liked it to be a little better, but it is what it is. And you're saving quite a bit of money compared to a similarly spec'd phone from Samsung. Probably about
Honestly,
a third less in pricing, but you're getting essentially the same phone.
I don't think you can get a phone. Yeah, there's maybe like the Pocophone is like a better value, but other than that, but it's like it's slightly outdated compared to what you have.
Yeah, the only thing comparable right now for that price, I think, would be the OnePlus 10T. I think the price is about 900 Canadian. Except pretty much the same specs. The battery's a little down at I think 4,800 milliamps. But the RAM is at 16 gigs, which is like freaking huge.
Yeah. Well, the biggest issue is yeah. So you're very adamant. So I think that's the challenge. We don't have that many phones that are under screen right now.
There's very few. There was a few pop-up selfie cams. I think the OnePlus 7 had it.
Yeah.
I don't remember too many other phones having the pop-up selfie cam. There are a few now with under display. Like I think some of the Samsung foldables have it. I think Oppo. Oppo was talking about developing it, but they haven't put it into any of their phones yet. Samsung, I know, is skipping it for the next flagship. Was it the S24? I think they're skipping under display. And Apple is kind of like testing the waters, but probably won't be putting one out for at least another 2 to 5 years from my best guesses.
They're probably not gonna. Yeah, they're not gonna change. I think the big thing is, are they gonna get rid of the notch or whatever for the 14? But I think I've always been kind of an Android person. I've used iPhones in the past, and I think my last iPhone was a 5, and then since then I've switched over to various types of phones over the years, and I really like the S8. I like smaller phones, so I like phones that you can actually put in your pocket, phones that you can hold in your hand and one finger.
Yeah, for sure. It's like I think the last big phone I got was the Nexus 6, and that was 2012, 2013. That was a 6-incher, and that's like pretty standard screen size nowadays with 6-inch.
6.1 is it seems 6.1, 6.4 is where we are right now.
Yeah, and the one I got with the ZTE Axon, it's a 6.8, and it's like it's a nice screen, but it's a little big for day-to-day use, in my opinion, at least.
But any flagship spec phone, right? Like the best model is always it's always in the largest screen. Like I think that's just I don't know.
It's a selling point basically for.
Yeah. So if you're gonna get top tier, it's gonna be a big screen, and it's like the iPhone Pro Max, right? So it's just gonna be bigger. There's no mini version of it, and so I think for me, I don't really need all of the extra features. I just want something that, honestly, I don't even care about thinness. If they can just make something that is just a little bit thicker and smaller, has more battery life, I'm happy, right? I don't need.
It's mainly the battery. It's battery life that matters most to the people I've talked to. It's like screen size. If you're getting something like high 5s or low 6-inch screen size, it's perfectly more than usable. It's actually pretty good. I'm thinking 6 to 8 gigs of RAM is quite enough, and I think most people beyond 128 gigs for the average user, it's enough. 120 to 256. There are quite a few of the higher end phones coming with 512, 1 terabyte storage. That's a heck of a lot of storage. Unless you're putting on a crap load of music, movies, and shooting 8K video on that phone, you really don't need anything more than 256 for most people.
it's definitely video. Like if you're shooting video, 4K video or whatever, then definitely you might need that kind of storage space. But really, no one reasonably can use up that much space. And especially now with cloud storage, or being able to save it to your computer, there's really no reason. Right now, I like my phone as is right now, but I know okay, it's getting there, and I think the software updates are ending or have ended. I think the security updates are going to end soon. Samsung is great in the sense that they said it was going to end, and then I got another update. So, just recently, so it's still okay to use. I think. I think right now it's just hard to figure. I want to get I was going to say Nexus, the Pixel phones. And I think I'm gonna wait for the 7 just to see what that's like.
So see how it plays out a couple months in.
Yeah. And then if not, I might, I don't know, if it's really okay, it's buggy again or whatever, I might opt for an S10. So I was looking on these refurb sites, and they have these it's it comes with a 1-year warranty or 2-year warranty, and it's really cheap. It's $200-300 for an S10, and I was like, okay, maybe I'll just get that, use that for a year or two, and then wait for the next when there's a definitive Android phone that is good, right?
Yeah, a near stock Android phone that comes up from we had
the Nexus series when they came out. Those are pretty. The 6P was pretty good. So yeah, I mean that, or I don't know. I don't want to switch back to if I did, I would get an iPhone Mini. That's probably what I would do. But besides that, I might just go with, because the other. There's certain masterpieces. I feel like the S8, the iPhone 5 for me was a masterpiece. It was a phone I used for a long time. I really enjoyed it. Didn't want to give it up. Of course, the battery.
Yeah.
Right? The S8, same thing. The battery's getting there, right? And so I really like this one. The S10 is really similar to it. It's less. The bezel is smaller. It's still got the little cutout hole, but. If you look at the specs in terms of performance, it actually outperforms mid-range phones now, even today. And the camera quality is apparently better. And so it's kind of crazy, how
it's there's how old is it's 4 years now, 3 to 4 years.
It's I think it's 3 years, maybe. I think the maybe because there's the S9 and then the S10, right?
And then they switch over to the S20.
Yeah, so I think
it's about 3 years. About 3 years, I think.
Yeah, 3 years. So basically, what I read up was okay, it's got another 2 years of security support.
You got 2 to 3 years of life out of it at least.
Yeah. So I figure, so if I can just squeeze 2 years out of it for $300, I'm okay with that, right? That's a good deal.
Yeah, so I have my thought of train of thought is similar. It's my OnePlus 5, I squeezed 5.5 years. The battery was the thing to give. It's cold cold temps around -5. It's crashing on me, and battery life, once you got to about 20 to 30%, you're gambling on if it'll stay alive long enough for you to get to a plug.
Yeah, exactly. So the thing is, it's I think that's what I might do. Or I might I don't know, if my parents decide to get a new phone, I might just trade with them. So give them the new phone, and then I'll take whatever they're using. They're not I'm not particularly picky, but I just want for me it's about form factor. Also just I don't know. I don't like the super large phones right now, and I'm not as picky about the pinhole, but I know where it's coming from. That you can understand. And I think right now for flagships, I think I think price is starting to like, it's kind of getting unreasonable.
Yeah, it's
I
like
think we're
getting
approaching-
close to like $2,000 Canadian, or like something like, I don't know the US
Yeah.
prices, but it's,
No, but like I get it, right? If you think about how much we use our phones, it's like dropping, like I don't say drop in the bucket, but like it's a very good value to spend, X or whatever dollars, considering how much everybody uses the phones, right?
Yeah.
It's like a deal they use, but at the same time, it's like, do you really need, from a utility perspective, is it that much different from like a $700 phone, or
yeah.
even $1,000, right? Or even a $300 phone, to be honest. Like, from a utility perspective, you already do everything fine.
Like,
The enjoyment might not be
yeah,
there.
it's the
It's
the day-to-day stuff, like making calls, checking your messaging apps, scrolling
Yeah.
through Facebook. That's what people do like 90% of the time, and like some
Yeah.
light like games that
Yeah.
don't need that much power, unless
Yeah.
like there are some people that play like Genshin Impact on it, that or
console.
yeah, or Apex Legends on it, that do need that extra oomph, but most people are fine with like a mid-range that's like $700, like you said.
Yeah, so so my mom recently got an A53, and I was like playing around with it, and I thought like this phone is like a $400 or $500 phone, not even. I think you can get it for like $450 now.
Yeah,
It's a mid-range. It is an excellent phone. Like it has like, if you look at the features it has compared to like, it's, I guess, like the mid-range iPhone, like the SE3, the latest one. It has like all of the latest features, right? And it has like expandable storage. It has the higher refresh screen, huge battery, and like it's fine. The thing where it lacks a little bit is the camera.
yeah, which is expected for a mid-range.
Exactly. But like I was looking at it, I was like, dang, like literally, if you like, there are like, I honestly, I don't feel the whole like, they're like, oh, the fingerprint sensor is like 0.15 seconds slower than like the S20 FE or whatever, right? Like I was like, I don't care. It's who cares? It's like, it's one of those things where it's like, if you just do a side-by-side comparison of like how fast it is or how slow it is compared to an S21 or S21 FE or S20 FE. I'm not going to compare it to the S22 because like, that's a huge difference in price. But like, this one was like $400 or $500. The other ones are, I think, $700, $800.
Yeah, it's like,
If you a couple $100 more, right? It's like, okay, literally from a usage perspective, if you're like opening apps, swiping, whatever, it's like not really noticeable. The camera quality is different. The video quality is very different. There's that. But besides that, like I really don't feel it's that much difference. I thought like this is a pretty decent phone. But yeah, if you're looking for a better camera, if you take a lot of photos, definitely you gotta go higher end. And I think, like, I don't know if I want to do it, but I feel like right now with the pixels the way they are, I know they take great pictures, but as a whole package, I think the iPhone might be a better buy.
yeah, like overall day-to-day, iPhones are a better buy. Cameras are good, but not quite as good as Google's software.
Yeah.
But like day-to-day, like iPhones are popular for just ease of use in a single package.
Yeah, like
It's like everything, everything for it is like good enough. It doesn't
Exactly.
like, it's not like the best at everything, but it's like good enough, like all rounder, which is what most people are looking for.
And it's like, yeah, if you look at total like all arounder score, it's like basically the highest amongst any phone that we have right now. And the Pixel should have been able to compete in my mind. That was what should have, right? And so it really kind of lacked that feature. And then of course, Samsung competing as well. They done really well. The camera's not quite the same.
Yeah.
And also price perspective,
they're in the same market as Apple at this point.
And in the past, Samsung used to do these discounts. Right? I don't know if you remember, like they would just randomly discount their phones by $200-$300. And right now, I'm not seeing that, but I'm sure it pops up from time to time, right? But it seems like Samsung's pretty set on kind of keeping their prices at premium level.
Yeah, like a luxury market, like Apple has done.
They introduced the mid series, so like the A series, right? So the mid rangers. So they figure like maybe, if you want a bargain, you go over there. If you want the premium, we're gonna stick with the premium.
Yeah, like right? That's part of the reason why I jumped ship from Samsung, is like their flagship prices are way too high for me to.
It's crazy, yeah.
To put money down, it's like for that price, like for the same specs, I can find something from a smaller phone maker like OnePlus, ZTE, even like Google's Pixel line.
Yeah,
it's like I'm getting a very similar product for like 25, like a third less of what Samsung's asking for, and unless they're bringing something that nobody else has that I really want, I'm probably not gonna buy a Samsung flagship for quite a while.
Exactly. So yeah, the prices are insane, and I think the only benefit really is the software support. But when you factor in the price difference, like it's like, okay, I'll lose the extra 2 years of software support, I'll just buy another phone.
It's like the extra $300 is that's literally like a third of a new flagship phone these days. That non-Samsung.
Yeah. So I mean, look, the S22 Ultra is like, I'm sure it's like excellent. It's just the price is crazy. It's like, and that's the same thing. It's the same thing with the iPhone 13 Pro Max. Fully spec'd out, it's over $2,000, right? So
yeah, I think it's a similar deal with the 22 Ultra. I think I spec'd one out to I think 256 storage. I think it was it's like 12 gigs around 256 storage. After tax, it came up to just shy of $2,000, like just under $2,000 Canadian. Converted back to US, it'd be right around like $1,450-$1,500.
Yeah. So how do you like your? So you mentioned that you did. So there's certain things you don't like, but like the selfie cam. But
like a brief overview. It's like the screen's really nice. Edge to edge, uninterrupted. It's bright enough to go out in this like bright midday sun, and you'll be able to see everything. Main cams shoot decently well, like indoors and outdoors. There's like it's a 3 camera setup, like a wide and your regular and your telephoto. The regular camera is shoots a little tighter. It's a traditional portrait lens on there. Audio could be a little louder. It's a dual speaker setup. Could be a little louder. Calls are fine. Battery life has been actually pretty good. 5,000 milliamp battery. 65 watt fast charge, which is really fast from what I've been coming from the OnePlus, which was one of the first companies that really pushed like fast charge, and this just blows the OnePlus 5 out of the water for quick charge. There are companies out there that have like 80, 100 plus watt fast charge, like the new OnePlus 10T, but honestly speaking, like 65 watt fast charge is more than enough for daily use. And
I think the difference between 15 and 25 was like, wow, that was a big difference. And then now going from the 25, 30 watt chargers, those are the fast chargers we had in the last couple of years, going to the 65, I mean, that's a huge jump too. But at a certain point, like once you get it down to kind of 30 minutes or an hour,
It's like, do we really
I
need to get it faster than like an hour or so for filling up these big batteries? It's convenient, but it's like it really pushes the battery and the electric, like your charging setup, pretty hard at that point.
Yeah, I don't. I think fast charging is good, and a bit of a brick to bring with you when you're traveling, but it's okay. I think 65, your size should be okay, right? The 100-watt charger, I don't know if you've seen it. It's a beast. Like,
yeah,
it's quite large. So definitely, like, I don't know if you're traveling or if you it's quite large. And I don't know if you really need that 10-minute charge, then go ahead. But I'm okay with like 30 minutes an hour, not a big deal, right?
Yeah.
So, what are you getting on the 65 for on the 5,000 milliamp hour battery? Like, how long does it take?
I haven't done a full charge on it yet, but from about 60% to full, it's like maybe 20 to 25 minutes, which is like really fast. Honestly, it's like more than enough. So
You haven't full charged it yet?
it hasn't dropped like below 40% yet.
Oh wow, okay. So
And this
you
is
kinda
with
kept
like
it in.
daily, like moderate to heavy usage. So it's like it hasn't dropped below 40%, like 35-40%.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's like not complaining on battery life. I guess we'll move on to our next topic, which is Marvel. It's moving on to Phase 5 stuff. Let's see what they have actually. There's a couple like interesting ones that I've been keeping an eye on. It's new Loki series, like season 2 for Loki. Another Daredevil season coming up for that, which I'm interested in. Guardians 3, The Marvels, Blade movie. There's a new Captain America movie coming up with after
The new Captain America.
the new Captain America. Yeah, I think those are the ones I'm more interested in. Of course, the new Ant-Man movie is coming out too, like Quantumania. So, are there any like which ones are you looking forward to most?
Like, I'm actually so. One of the things that I kind of missed out on was the TV series. So, I know, like, I guess I need to catch up on like there. So I have Disney Plus. I got it like I'm late to the party. I think I got it initially and then didn't quite like. I tried to clean up my subscriptions for a couple months.
Yeah.
And then I got it back through a Rogers subscription, right? So I haven't until like, I don't know, the end of this year or something. So I've been watching like some movies here and there, and I realized like there's a lot of like TV series, like not movies, like feature-length movies that I've missed out on. So looking forward to that. I think I missed out on a lot of like WandaVision.
WandaVision was good. There are quite a few of the Star Wars ones are series, like TV series are pretty good, like Mandalorian. There's a couple other ones. Everyone's raving about there's been quite a few Obi-Wan people talking about the Obi-Wan series coming back. With there's a documentary coming up for it. I think sometime later this fall.
But I'm not gonna. Yeah, so I don't. There's nothing in particular, to be honest. Like, I feel like there's so many Marvel movies right now. It's hard to stay on top of it.
Yeah.
I watched the. What is it? Spider-Man No Way Home. Was that the last one?
Yeah, No Way Home was the last one that came out this spring.
Yeah, that was really good. I liked it mainly because they had all the other Spider-Mans in it.
Yeah, all three of the modern Spider-Mans.
Finally, right? Getting Spider-Man from Sony.
easier. So so I don't know. There's nothing in particular that I'm like super looking forward to. I just realized that, you know, it's not just the movies that are really good. Like, the TV series are excellent. Like, I don't know how they do it. Like, the production quality and the whole, like, it's just really good. So I enjoy it just as much, if not more, than the movies themselves.
Yeah.
So that's my thing. But yeah, anything in particular that you're psyched for? Or
I think the main thing for me is Loki season 2, seeing how the story plays through, and interesting to see how they go through with the Captain America series with the replacement. And on to the next topic is Nintendo's doing a Nintendo-wide care service, but launching in Japan. It's basically a extended warranty subscription for the Switch, which is good, but it's like most people don't really have a problem with quality control, except for the Joy-Cons, which is notorious for the drift, like Joy-Con drift.
Does it cover the Joy-Con drift?
That is, I'm not sure for outside North America, but it is free, even out of warranty, for the Joy-Con drift.
Oh, okay.
Because I sent mine in, I think, last fall. Like, all of my, like, my 2 sets of Joy-Cons in to fix the drift issue. Like, totally free. Like, didn't pay a dime, not even for shipping. It's like, you're out of controls for, like, 2 weeks. Like, a week and a half, 2 weeks, and they're sent back to you.
So it's covered in warranty? Like, it's just covered?
Like, not covered under warranty, but they're going back saying it's even out of warranty, they'll take care of it.
Wow. Because the drift issue, first of all, it's not just Nintendo, right? The Xbox controllers have the same issue. I believe the PlayStation ones
Sony had a bit of it. It's a design issue, not...
It's the Switch itself, right? So, like, the maker of, like, that's just how Switches, like, they cannot get around it. Even if you buy the latest controller or, like, Switch controller or an Xbox controller,
they're all going to have it.
They're all going to have it, exactly. And so it's more about the support that you get versus saying, like, here the problem is fixed, right? So I think, you know, that's a good thing that Nintendo's doing. And
as of right now, like, they're taking care of it, saying out of warranty we'll take care of it, but I'm not sure how long this program will, like, this policy will last.
There's got to be a cutoff, right?
Yeah,
be a cutoff. But I feel like no, I remember you telling me that, like, you know, they did a pretty good job with your stuff.
It's like in the past they've been pretty good. I think I sent in my Wii for repair, and then, like, and also my launch 3DS. The launch 3DS was actually out of warranty, but they, like, something like 6 months down the road, they cut me some kind of, like, refund check for it. Just, like, I appreciate it. I'll spend part of that refund check back into your own pot to the Nintendo line.
Do you I mean, that's a sick deal, but your OLED Switch, do you feel like it's faring better, like the controllers on that one?
I haven't had the drift issue, albeit I haven't, like, put it through the ringer yet. Hasn't been abused as much as the launch Switch, but so far I've had, like, no issues with it.
No, I feel like the Switch, like the drift issue, it's inevitable. It's like the double click issue with mice, right? No matter, like, how good you're, like, I have, like, very expensive mice that I've bought over the years. Like, I keep switching, and now I'm using the MX518, the remade one.
which is, by the way, not as good as the original, but it is very good nonetheless. I just, yeah, I like it, and so far it's been pretty good. But I've had like, Razors, Rockets. I've had other Logitechs, like the wireless ones. All of them will double click at some point.
Yeah.
And, yeah. And oh, by the way, Logitech is not as, or none of these companies are as generous as Nintendo. Once you're out of the warranty, you're out of luck, right?
Yeah. And talking about Nintendo again, a lot of the retro controllers that you can use with Steam now as like a controller. So if you have like the retro ones off of I think it was like the subscription NSO subscription store, like you can get like the NES, SNES, or the N64 wireless Bluetooth controllers. You can now connect it to your PC, use it for officially for Steam games. And there's actually a Steam Deck rival that I came across recently. It's let's see. I don't have a price for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Ryzen 7 6800U processor, 6-inch display. If you remember what the PSP Go looks like the rounded bezels on the sides, it kind of looks like that. And of course, like the updated buttons and controls, kind of looks like that. And it has the screen just slides up with and you have a keyboard with it as well, like a physical keyboard.
Interesting. So, like, I guess you could use it like a computer, like a message, or I don't know. I don't know the utility of that, but
yeah, like you can technically use it as like a portable PC, but I would probably just use it just for gaming if I ever got something like this.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I guess depends on how you communicate when you're gaming. I think now just voice chat's probably the most common. But yeah.
Yeah, and it's like I think the last item for today's Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic remake for a PC and PS5. It's yet another delay. It's they changed from Asper Media to Saber Interactive, but really it's like under the same group. So it's not too much of a management change, I guess.
I feel like, I mean, these days the talent moves around, right? Like groups teams get bought out, or so it's one of those things where I don't know, the company name doesn't mean as much anymore, right? Like Blizzard used to be like a huge deal, right? And now
now it's combined with Activision.
Yeah, and now what is it? They're well, I don't know if it went through yet, but they're Microsoft is trying to buy them, right? So yeah, I think I don't know. Like it's you got to really look at the people working on the game rather than the company. And so yeah, there's a lot of teams switching around, people buying each other out.
Yeah,
we'll see. I mean, when does it release?
No official release, but it's they said it was at least 2 years out. So maybe summer 2024 if you're lucky. But knowing how games are these days, they're gonna be buggy as hell, and you're gonna get something like a 10 gig patch on day one.
I don't. I don't know if. I guess it's not that big of a deal, right? All the all like everything these days seems to like it just like release and then like patch. Like phones, right? Like this, I keep talking about the Pixel 6 series. They just continuously patch the issues found. I don't know. My Xbox had like a 5 gig update that I had to do. Just yeah, these are huge updates, whatever it is for.
Yeah, it keeps you on your toes. Like, what's this update gonna be beyond what issues are gonna see in game? So most games, like, I avoid pre-orders and like early like getting on the train early for games these days, mainly because it's like there's gonna be a huge patch first day, and then there's always like lots of issues that they work through, and like a year out, they're like most games are like half the price, and it's on a stable build.
Yeah, no, I mean premier titles from Nintendo generally do pretty well though. Like you can get them at launch, and they will be fine.
Yeah,
so
usually the patches aren't too big and they're playable. With like the bulk of the the bulk of the content is there. There's like any like DLCs and add-ons. You don't need them to actually enjoy like the game itself.
Yeah.
Like even with Smash Bros. Ultimate, there's like the DLC is mostly like a few maps and extra characters, but the core game itself is very much playable without the DLC. But that's a totally separate thing where they're trying to get but it's not like like the game mechanics are broken or something. But it's like it's already like the series has been refined since the N64 days, so you know what you're getting into.
Yeah, I think I don't. I guess I don't know what the difference. I guess Nintendo just, I don't know if it's more like they just extend their timelines or they put more thought into it or they're under less.
They've been known to like delay games. I remember, what was it, Twilight Princess? It was supposed to be launched as a GameCube title, but it got pushed back so far that it was a dual GameCube and Wii release. Same thing with Smash Bros. On the Wii. It got delayed half a year at least.
Yeah.
Like half a year, like 9 months, something like that, to get it right. The game,
I have no issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like in-person play was great, but as you remember, Nintendo servers were garbage back then, and it's kind of the same deal these days where their servers are usable, but not nearly as good as their competitors.
Yeah, the online, right?
Yeah.
But, like I said, I think Nintendo games are always meant to be played like
in person with like everyone like in the same room.
Yeah, exactly. That's why the party games work so well. And I know like Smash can be super competitive. Like I get it, but for most of us, we're just playing casually.
Yeah,
so that's
like
we get it.
Whenever like you know how it is when our friend group gets together, it's usually put on like Smash Bros, Mario Kart. Might put on like pull out the Wii for like Wii Sports or something like that, or like the older Mario games, like Super Mario games. Like 9 of 10 times, it's a Nintendo system being pulled out for gaming with a group of friends.
Exactly. Whereas if we're playing ourselves like single player, then it's more.
And it's like PC or like the other Sony or Xbox, or in the older days, like might pull like the Sega. But unfortunately, I don't own any of those at this point.
Yeah. But no, actually, you know what? Sega, they don't. I don't think they sell. Like, I'm sure you can find like if you're willing to pay the premium for like a Sega Genesis or whatever. But one of my friends got like this like Sega emulator thing, and it's like a little mini console, and it plays like all of the games. It's like all of the Sega games from way back.
Yeah.
And it's pretty good. Like, I mean, the controller was kind of cheap, but like
it's expected
okay
for an emulator.
It was like $70. It was like $70 or $50 or something. I don't remember. It was yeah. So
like a good controller is worth like $50. Like a good, well-built controller is about that much.
Exactly. So, yeah, it's pretty interesting. Like a lot of the emulators out there, like, really giving you the classic games you want to play. But if you want, like, it's unfortunate that we're not like Japan. Like in Japan, you can get like mint condition like GameCube with like full set of controllers for like $50, and here it's
you're looking like
$100
$100 just for a janky GameCube, and you might get like a controller with a bad joystick.
Yeah, exactly.
For $100.
Japanese, like their secondhand stuff is like basically new. It's like it's pretty crazy. There are some resellers on eBay, but you have to pay the import fees and stuff. But they make a killing because I see the prices they sell for it in Japan, and
like half the price and you get a good like product. Here it's like for the same price you get like half the product, and half the time it might not even work.
Yeah, but I also think like people in Japan are probably buying it to actually play it, whereas like people here are just buying it because they're like, I want to put it on my console table, like or mount it on it, like put it on a shelf or something, right?
It's a display piece here, and back there it's like people actually want to use it.
Yeah, they're like, yeah. So if you want to display it, then it becomes this like, it has like ornamental value. Then it's like, oh, like, how much is it worth? Well, I don't know. How much is the value of displaying it worth? It's probably more than the value of you playing like a 10-year-old or 12, 15-year-old system, right?
Yeah.
So like yeah. So I mean, I think that's kind of the mindset. I also think it's because of like supply and demand, right? Like there's just a lot more units in Japan.
Yeah, because like in Japan, like Sony and Nintendo are like the main players.
Yeah, they didn't have yeah, exactly. Even now, but way back when, right? Like they have that like PlayStation 1, like PS1, the smaller unit one. Like they have like mint condition. Like it's insane. I mean that's like how many years? That's
25 years at this point or something like that.
Yeah, that's crazy. That you can have a working console like a quarter century, man. Like I don't. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy how well things are maintained, and yeah, if you're just playing like here, I would not recommend trying to buy like from collector shops and stuff. I think just buy the emulator. You're better off for it.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like, as you said, it's like there's no point just like collecting the consoles. Like if I have it in my collection, it's like I want to pull it out every so often and actually actually play.
Yeah, exactly. And I think no, I'm not against it. Like if you want to display it, or if you have, if it looks good, or if you have like a special room that you put, that's fine.
Yeah, that's
right. But I think enjoyment comes from really kind of playing with your friends and playing or play like play single player is fine too, but like a lot of it, at least for me, was just like playing with friends and stuff, right? So that was like Wii Sports. We had so much fun playing Wii Sports. It's not even like a premier title. It's not like a it's just hilarious. So
yeah. I think that pretty much wraps up for this week. Is there anything you want to add on?
No, I didn't have anything. I think maybe we'll talk about like Pixel 7 and stuff when it comes out, and but I'm staying on top of that news. So yeah.
Sounds good. And that concludes our podcast for this week, and we'll see you guys soon.